Hi everyone and welcome back to a little bit of Path of Exile. We are in Arch Nemesis League and I have acquired a couple of upgrades. I've also leveled up to 94 and that allowed me to pick up the Reservation Mastery here as well as the Crit Mastery for better crit multi against bosses and a little bit of increased aura effect, right? We have acquired a jewel, we cannot be maimed, we have corrupt blood cannot be inflicted on you, so that really helps. And we had the pleasure of having crit strike multi with lightning skills on there and a little bit of resistances, which is nice. Other than that, same jewels, same tree, so nothing changed there too much. We changed up our gear. We now have a +1 lightning spell gems, wand with some added lightning damage, with increased crit, with crit strike multi crafted onto this and spell damage, as well as the harvest enchant, that grants us 1% increased LE damage per 2% quality, and we have 26% quality, which is quite nice. The Archdemon Crown, finished crafting this one. I'm fairly happy with it because the resistance rolls are what we needed and the life rolls tier 2 honestly fine by me. All I wanted is like 80. We can go ahead and recraft stuff as we go on, but I really enjoy this one. The shield, we have some res, some crit, some life. This would be the next logical upgrade. We want to get +1 to this as well. +1 lightning spell gems. Amulet, a little bit of an upgrade. That's the halfway step. Again, that's like endgame, but not the absolute pinnacle of or best in slot. So +1 of lightning spells or lightning skill gems. A little bit of strength, a little bit of life. Crafted some res on there, and that's it. That brings Arc to level 23 right now, because we have a 21-20 Arc, and we get 2 levels right. Orb of Storms, on the other hand, is on 24, which is quite nice. That just helps with boss damage. And other than that, the gear is pretty much the same, except the gloves. I was rolling the implicits to get unnerve on hit, or chance to unnerve on hit, as well as lightning damage leeched as life. That really helps with sustain. Very good stuff. Other than that, I went into the lab again, did the 4th lab again, just to see if I can get some enchants going, and I have gotten the one that is just quality of life, which is increased mana regen if you have cast a spell recently, which we are constantly doing, right? So our mana regen is very good. It wasn't a problem before, but now it just never becomes a problem. And here's the big one. I finally did craft a spell crit chest, augmented it to got a tier 2 life roll, and I was like, dude, that's insane. Imprinted it and then realized, damn it, I haven't 6-linked this thing, and sunk like 6 exalts worth of fusings into 6-linking it, because it was just, it didn't want to 6-link, man. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, did hit the Regal on there with Armor ES hybrid, and I was like, that's fine by me, just get the ailment, chance to avoid LE ailments on there, and that's good, right? Pretty decent, honestly. That is almost best in slot. You can go one better, and that if you get a +1 of socketed gems onto this as well, and then it will be absolutely best in slot finished if you get spell crit and the +1, right? Yeah, so +2 amulet, best in slot, will maybe get it. I don't know. I don't know if I will be able to get to level 26 Arc, where it gains another chain. With all the best in slot items, we would be able to do that, but I'm not too sure. We definitely need to get rid of this ring. So yeah, we have a couple of options. I did drop an amethyst ring, which would give us some chaos res. That I'm crafting around with that at the moment. And I also have a vermilion ring that I had qualityed up and made sure that we have the max roll in the implicit, so that could be something to look into. Just craft a couple, I think fire resistance is all we actually need at the moment, but just get like a good high life roll and maybe 1 or 2 resists and maybe some chaos res or something onto that. Very nice. And the last thing I've done to upgrade my stuff is just make all my flasks to set used when charges reach full I really enjoy that craft because you can just forget about them and all you need to worry about is your life flask. We have gain flask charge when you deal a crit on all of them, and we also have a lot of cast speed rolls as well as one crit strike roll, just to smoothen out our crits a little bit. We're still not close to cap, but that's a-okay, right? That's a-okay. As you can see, we are still sitting on 8x and 300 chaos. I was down to 2x after crafting this chest, but since then I have made a couple of good trades. Also had a good drop. Also sold off my old chest piece for 1x, right? So we are looking pretty cool there. We're looking good. We might upgrade the Abyss Jewel at some point. To get a 3-stat jewel at least in there, maybe with phasing, I have to see. I honestly love phasing jewels, so yeah. But instead of running a map today, I was like, do you know what? I have a couple of metamorph parts together, and why not just run one of the metamorphs? It's been a while since I've done this, and it's not a very juiced up one or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's not even fully juiced, right? One of the most common questions regarding this build is often like, oh hey, that's from the incubator. How is the DPS against bosses, and how do you manage with lower DPS? And the reason, or not the reason, the answer to that is just either be very familiar with the boss you are fighting. That's cool, we got some scarabs and stuff. I like it. Let's take the Jans and the Jewelers as well. Yeah, so it's just honestly, a lot of the time it is be familiar with the fight. Yes, sure, as the longer the fight takes, the more dangerous it can get. But I'm honestly just really enjoying running around and just try it out, right? Hey, June. If you take a quick look at this one, there shouldn't be any modifier here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's really, really cool. But we can't make it cooler. Alright. Yeah. So that's currently where the build is at. It sits around roughly 1 mil very good sustainable DPS without buffs or anything, just with Orb of Storms and Arc hitting. And once we get our Unnerve going, once we get the double exposure going and stuff, we go up to around 1.3 million on like 30% shock, which we achieve quite often. I think I always calculate with 20% shock when I want to see the sustained DPS, right? So that's really, really cool to see that we get to 30% quite a bit. I think if we manage to roll our cluster jewel to have overshock on there, we should be able to get better shock and therefore more damage with shock, right? So that's potentially the big upgrade that we can go for before we worry about best in slot items, to be honest. Yeah, so mapping honestly felt pretty smooth. We are on 115 completion, which is insane. We unlocked a load of favorite map slots. We killed Cyrus with this build already. The 2 bosses, obviously, because I have the Void Stones, right? So now we need to do the Feared, which I don't know if I will go for that, actually. We will see. We need to kill the Maven, which we definitely want to get the Void Stone from her. We need to defeat the Uber Elder, which we also want to do, right, to get the last Void Stone. And Cortex. We have done Baby Cortex, but yeah, we need to do the real Cortex at some point, which will be very, very cool to see, I guess. Right, so Atlas skill tree, what has changed? Basically everything Breach has been respect out of the tree. Why did I do that? I wanted to get into that stuff up here, right? I wanted to have the Conqueror influenced items as well as they have increased pack size, right? And you get a chance or an increased chance for Conqueror maps at Eldritch bosses, as well as Cyrus has 10% chance to drop an Awakened Support Gem. That is nice, but also the 25% increased chance to drop a Conqueror's Exalted Orb, also really nice. Main thing in this keystone for me is unique bosses have 20% increased chance to drop a Conqueror map, so we can get some of those maps in. As well as for Elder and Shaper, right? These nodes are all very important to us. This one is like 1% chance to drop an Elder Guardian map from unique bosses, really cool. Also 10% chance to drop, or plus 10% chance to drop a Watcher's Eye from the Elder, very nice. Guardian's Aid, that one caught me off guard. I did spec into this and I forgot that I did it. And I was fighting the Hydra and then suddenly she was fully healed. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Maven's not even here. What's happening? And I was like, oh yeah, but the Minotaur is always here. That's right. I did take this keystone. So that just allows us to get to the Shaper and to the Elder fight. No, this is just for, basically just for Shaper fights, right? But to get there faster, no, Shaper and Elder Guardians, sorry. So both of them should be better reachable. And then we have Remnants of the Past, which is just really, really nice, right? To get 2% chance to drop an Elder or Shaper Guardian map in tier 14 plus, which is what we are running at the moment. And we had a couple of points that we didn't need to, or that we spec'd out of, that I was like, oh, I could have invested those. First thing I've done was I took all these Maven nodes just so I could farm up the Maven fight faster. We have a Maven fight ready now. I might go into that. I don't know. I might want to get a couple of upgrades first again. I really need to check if I want to take on the Maven already. But then I spec'd out of those and just went into expedition stuff. Where is it? This wheel over here. Yeah, the additional suffix modifiers, those are very deadly sometimes, but that's okay, right? More explosives, increased explosive radius helps to cover more of the map, and we took those down here as well, just to get the chance for expedition encounters up, which I feel is very, very nice. And where's the last wheel? It's up here. So this is more expedition chance and quantity of logbooks. So I want to spec into that at some point. Probably when we will spec out of Legion is when we will be doing that. For now, I will keep Legion on because getting a steady amount of emblems is actually very cool. Honestly, really enjoy that. You have Uber Atziri ready, which I think I've never done before with this character, so that could be something to look out to look forward to. And as you can see, Baron is just the only Conqueror that spawns for me, and the other ones were just random Kyrek missions. But yeah, as you can see, Shaper is down, we have one fragment, and we are working towards some Elder and Shaper fights. That's really cool. What I've done on the side as well is upgrading my Pantheons to the full, right? So these two are the main ones I'm using. I might go back and upgrade Rislafa as well. I really like Rislafa during boss fights, and I'm quite used to it. So I might spec into this one as well for longer boss fights where we do not have like the poison stuff going on. It worked quite well so far, honestly. But yeah, I mean, for most of the time I'm using Soul of the Brian King, right, for that. Cannot be frozen, but with ailment immunity, we are good there. So yeah, we are staying on our Akali for now, as well as Shakari, but definitely will upgrade Soul of Rislafa at some point for the boss fights, just to have those life flasks on the ready. And honestly, as I said, Betrayal was such a huge part of my League start strategy, right? And just getting to the crafts, getting to the mastermind. I think I made around 5x out of Katarina. Yeah, I think I sold 3 helmets, 2 for them for 2x and 1 for 1x later on. And they are just they were plummeting in price, right? So getting to Katarina early was definitely a good move in combination with getting all of the crafts. And if we go and take a look at Veiled Crafts attributes, that's maybe something that you can go for. A chance to avoid stun during flask effects. Those should be Katarina unveils, right? So that's okay. Minion, when they focus, recover life on gloves. Didn't think about that. And Spectral Wolf on kill. Also something that I definitely don't need. It might be cool. But yeah, we have pretty much... we have a couple of things that we didn't... I think I didn't press certain things in the campaign or in maps, but that's okay. But yeah, Veiled Crafts, all we need is acquired and definitely worth it. Definitely a whole bunch of fun, and if you are going for Betrayal, make sure you have the intelligence gathering nodes if you want to spam out your safe houses as quickly as possible, because 10 intelligence for a random safe house every map you complete is huge. That is insane. Like, do 10 maps and you have a safe house ready, right? That's insane. Sure, it's let's say it takes this one. Cool, you just gain 10%. Sometimes you sit on like 90% and you just get that one to trigger. You come back and instead of one safe house that you just got to 100 in the mission, the additional 10% intelligence went to the other safe house and you have 2 ready to go, which is very amazing, as I said, to get some levels, to get all your crafts. And yeah, we will spec out of those at some point. There's not too many nodes, and we probably invest those into either expedition, just to have some fun with it, and maybe even into like the influence pack sizes here, as well as on the other side of the tree, right? And just go after the bosses. 10% chance to double progress. Yeah, stuff like that is also really, really cool. 50% increased chance for the altars. That all sounds really cool. But for now, as I said, I'm focusing on mainly Shaper and Elder. I will leave these nodes in just for the off chance that we will fight them. But if I see that I definitely don't focus too much on those, I will unspec those as well. To do that, though, we need to farm up a couple of Orb of Unmakings again. Yeah, I had like 80 of them and played around with the tree a couple of times. But yeah, so for me, it will be pretty much just farming now, having fun with the maps and stuff that I'm doing at the moment, and just have a good time playing with my friends. Honestly, this league start was very enjoyable. Yeah, there were a couple of problems, and this inventory can be like a pain in the backside to clear up. But also, it's... I don't know, if they make this a little bit better, I think this will be one of my favorite leagues. It might also be because of the progression. It felt so smooth to just go from T1 to T16 and then get a Void Stone or 2. And since I have 2 Void Stones and the Atlas passives that I have, I'm having no problems with map sustain. As you can see, we are sitting on 44 tier 16s and over 20 15s. That's amazing. Like, we could start in 3-1 the lower maps up, but I usually just keep a whole bunch of them around if I want to test out a new build and stuff like that. But that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.